Good evening. I'm going to call the September 26, 2023 regular meeting of the Town Board to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Present.
Councilmember Delarada. Absent. Councilmember McPartlin.
Here.
Councilmember Brennan.
Here.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Here. All right, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We wish to respectfully acknowledge that Niskayuna is on the traditional lands of the Kanikihaka and the Mahikanac peoples, past and present, and we honor with gratitude the land itself and the peoples who have stewarded this land throughout generations. Okay. May I have a motion to approve the August 22nd, 2023 regular meeting minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes from the August 22nd, 2023 regular meeting.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Are there any changes to those minutes? All right, seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, those meeting minutes have passed. The floor is now open for residents who would like to speak.
Leslie Gold signed up. No.
Good evening. Michael Casella, Rosendale Road. Purpose of my visit tonight is not to complain about speeding or anything like that. I'm here on a happier note. I know there's been recently some people have donated money for AEDs, and that is my intention. I'm a retired firefighter and paramedic from Schenectady, and I lost a very dear person I was very fond of. Was stricken while shoveling snow, where an AED would have saved her life. So with that being said, I know the value of that professionally and personally. I donate $500 toward this cause. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Mr. Casella, for your generosity. Thank you so much.
Hello, Ben Mastriani on Wyoming Avenue. I heard a couple rumblings that there could be a stop sign down at the end of Wyoming, which is great news. Just a couple of comments. I noticed around the Capitol District, there's some stop signs that have lights that go around them, and it seems like they're paid attention to quite a bit more, especially down at the bottom of there. It's pitch dark. It's really dark down there, and I think that would help. And good job for whoever or however that's going to happen, hopefully. Coming the other way, going towards Schenectady, I don't know of any other road that's designed like that. They just swing around and you got to jump out of the way, and people going up and down. I think the last count was 550 a day towards Schenectady and coming back towards Niskayuna. In general, just a sort of a statement, I don't think it's a police problem. I think it's a design problem in Niskayuna. I remember reading way back when in the 90s on the front page of the USA Today, Route 7 road, Schenectady, Latham, is one of the 10 most dangerous roads in New York, if not the country, at that time. Doesn't seem like it's improved. Every once in a while, we hear of a fatality. There's a lot of gridlock in the area. I'm not sure. I'm not saying it's an easy fix, but I think it's better to do something than nothing. And like I said, all I can do as a resident there in Wyoming is plead that there's got to be something better than having 500 to 600 cars going by your house a day with all types of speed and noise and rhetoric, whatever you want to call it. But the main thing is down at that end where the stop sign could be also coming the other way. I don't know if a crosswalk is able to be there. There's no sidewalk. So bad design. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mastriani. Are there any other residents here who'd like to speak during privilege of the floor?
Hi, my name's Mike Center, also on Wyoming Ave. I just pretty much wanted to reiterate what Ben just said. I moved in about 2 years ago, but I have almost 2-year-old and an almost 5-year-old, and the cars just, they fly down that road. And walking right down at the end, I mean, some of them slow down for that yield, but a lot of them, they just look left, see if there's a car coming, and if there's not, they're not even checking for pedestrians off to the right or to the left. So they cruise on through, and it gets really dark. And I'm just a concerned resident. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Identifying better for saying that. Not yet.
Thank you. All right. Seeing there are no other residents, did you want to speak, Leslie? Yeah.
Leslie Gold, 1919 Pawtucket Avenue. And I've heard people from various parts of town complain about speeding on their street, cut through traffic, et cetera. I think it's not just townwide, I think it's countywide and maybe well beyond that. It seems that we came out of COVID and people forgot the rules of the road and how to drive like civilized people. And I see all kinds of infractions all over the place. And I don't know that stop signs are going to make a huge difference in that. People need to slow down and be more considerate, more thoughtful.
Thank you. Okay. Are there any other residents here who'd like to speak during privilege of the floor? All right. Seeing no other residents, we'll move on to committee reports. I'm sorry, I forgot to announce you. Police and Public Safety.
That's fun. I just didn't want to go out of turn. Thank you, Madam Supervisor. Our Police and Public Safety Committee was held on September 9th. Under operations, very pertinent to the recent comments that we just heard, we received a response from the Department of Transportation regarding ongoing Route 7 analysis. And we will be working collaboratively with them on traffic calming measures. And DOT wants to schedule a meeting with Chief Koshin and Supervisor Puccioni to continue discussions and think of some creative solutions. So we're glad to be moving that forward. Our Lexipro policy manual is near completion, and then we will be applying for accreditation. State accreditation is the gold standard in New York State, and this all came out of our police reform efforts, so we're really proud of everyone's hard work. We are also working on formalizing our process for towing bids for 2024. And we're continuing work to create a traffic division to address ongoing resident concerns. Under building, Ray Smith is getting quotes to repair the fencing around the rear of the police department. And Charlie Bergami and Seth Goldstein are working on installing additional cameras on the building and inside secured areas. For training, we're very proud to say that Chief Koshin is one of 3 chiefs chosen nationally to present on body-worn cameras grant program through the Department of Justice. The chief commented that this is a testament to our collective hand-in-hand work. He especially commented on Seth Goldstein and Detective Kafaga's technical contributions. So congratulations to Chief Koshin. Our department is conducting range training October 3rd and 4th, and Chief Koshin commented that the public might be hearing gunshots down by the river on those days. We had no new citizen correspondence. Under personnel, we have Officer Doust, and she completed probation. Officer Hansen continues to complete FTO training, and Recruit O'Brien is progressing well in the academy. For the school district news, we are having ongoing discussions with the district safety team, and also the Board of Ed voted to accept the bus patrol contract, so that is moving forward. For community engagement, we have our community survey. It is out, And we're asking everyone to please visit our website or Facebook page to give us feedback on how we could implement more or engage in better community engagement. We had several community engagement events this month that our police department supported and helped or ran. We had Coffee with a Cop at the Senior Center, Coffee with a Cop for Target. They asked if we could do more at their store because it was such a success. We supported the farmers market. We had Coffee with a Cop there as well. The Carrot Festival. We were at our 9/11 ceremony at Town Hall. And we have our Hudson Mohawk Marathon on October 8th that we'll be supporting. Under resolutions, we're accepting a donation of a grill from Lowe's, who would like more community engagement, and that's what our goal is. So it was a great donation for a great cause. We have an appointment for a police officer tonight, Michael Thomasone. We have appointment for a police sergeant, Brandon Mora. And we have a permanent appointment of an officer, Heather Doust. And our next meeting will be October 5th at 3:30.
Thank you. Councilmember Brennan, moving on to community programs.
Thank you, Supervisor. The Community Programs Committee met on Thursday, September 7th. Being that our meeting was after Labor Day, we unfortunately announced the closing of the pool for the season. We did have a very successful season at the pool, though, despite all of the rain. And Lori Peretti, our coordinator of community programs, acknowledged the hard work of our pool manager, Zoe Schlesinger, as well as her assistant managers, lifeguards, and staff for all of their hard work and dedication to the pool and to our community. Unfortunately, the season at the driving range hasn't been quite as successful due to all the rain. The excessive rain has resulted in puddling, which was made it so the range couldn't be used some days. The range is open for a few more days, though, through the end of the month, and the weather this weekend looks beautiful. So we hope that our residents will take advantage of the warmer temperatures and go out and hit a bucket of balls. Fall soccer began earlier this month. We have a waiting list for all 3 levels, and another successful season is underway there. There's only 3 weekends left of the farmers market here at Town Hall. The farmers market is held 8:30 to 12:30 every Saturday morning through October 14th, and we have some great entertainment lined up to wrap up the farmers market season. Also on October 14th is our annual fall fun run. We will begin at 5 p.m. with a 100-yard dash, followed by a 5K, and ending with a 1-mile walk run. Registration is open through September 30th, and there's a $25 fee for those who wish to participate in the 5K only. After September 30th, there is an additional fee. There will be a DJ there for the fall fun run, as well as balloon animals and Cone Ice will be there providing refreshments. Switching gears to the senior center, the staff there, Edie, Linda, and Robin, have been busy decorating the center for fall. There's lots going on there, including ancestry research, English, country dancing, Qigong, yoga, and chair Pilates. We also have entertainment planned at the center for the fall, as well as several art classes in partnership with the Schenectady Art Society, and a full schedule of all of our programs can be found on the Senior Center website. Lastly, our biannual American Red Cross blood drive is set for next month. It'll be on Monday, October 16th. We have exceeded our goal at each of our drives that we've hosted so far, and we hope to keep that trend going next month. Appointments for the blood drive can be made on the Red Cross website by using sponsor code Town of Niski, all one word, and walk-ins are always welcome. As far as resolutions coming out of committee this evening, we will be voting to hire seasonal employees for our fall programs, and there will also be a resolution to accept donations for our AED project, which I will talk more about during resolutions. And our next meeting is on Thursday, October 5th at 4:30 upstairs in the Schaefer Room. Thank you, Supervisor.
Thank you, Councilmember Moskowitz. Moving on to Public Works.
Thank you, Madam Supervisor. Public Works met on 9/7/2023. We start our meeting with Transportation and Public Facilities. We talked about our park crews. We've got 2 resolutions this evening for grounds workers in our Parks Department. Happy to see that. We want to keep our staffing up. It's very important. And we work hard towards that end. And so it's good we've got 2 for this evening. Yard waste pickup still going on if you signed up for that. We're having the loose leaf pickup. That is going to start loose leaf and brush October 10th. That's zone 1 and 2, the week of October 10th. You can look on the website. It'll also be published in the Gazette and the Journal. That's the loose leaf and brush pickup. Paving of the town roads, we, toward the end of the month here on the third round of paving. Even though we had a lot of rain this summer, we did get the paving in and we continue to try to finish that up. We discussed the disc golf and low mow areas in the town. The sweeper, I know some people have asked about sweeping the roads, and I don't want to be a broken record, but we do it twice a year. It's a requirement that we take care of sweeping the roads. So that's pretty much wrapped up at this point. There are some resolutions to purchase one mower. That particular mower is for the landfill. We're doing these a little bit early this year because of pricing and the availability of certain equipment. So we're purchasing that mower and another mower for the detention basins. And again, we're doing these earlier than normally. We would do it next year in the next budget cycle. It will be in there. So, but we're doing it now because of the availability and then the pricing. It's better to do it now than wait. We'd be paying more. Also at that meeting, we discussed the trails over at the rec center. And that was it for the transportation and public facilities. Public works, that's our water and sewer and drinking water and our town engineering department. We've got some outside user agreements for tonight's agenda. Got some fence and shed easement agreements. These are when residents put either fences or sheds in areas that we have drainage pipes. So we have to make sure that they realize that those could be moved at any time should we need to get there. Water and sewer maintenance, we discussed buying some pickup trucks. We're still working on some pricing for there. We had budgeted hopefully for 3, but it looks like possibly we're only going to be able to obtain 2 vehicles. And appointing a maintenance worker in that department. We discussed that, but I don't believe that that came to fruition. The utility billing is a resolution for tonight for the fall residential and commercial warrant. There's also a resolution about our water metering purchase memorandum. This is a company that supplies the water meters to us, and we're going to be doing that to upgrade water meters throughout the town over a couple years basis. It's not going to be like we're doing them all at one time, so we're doing it slowly. Wastewater treatment plant, our organic waste program is going well. We're now using the methane gas that is produced. We're using that to operate a boiler, which then we use to dry the sludge at the wastewater treatment plant. So things are progressing very well there. Our water treatment plant, the upgrades we're making there, we made some modifications to the buildings there. And we're doing that to basically keep our chlorine and other chemicals separated, and that's going along very well. Recycling center, transfer station, our fall shredding event will be October 21st here at Town Hall. We'll also be accepting electronics there. We do accept a lot electronics at the transfer station, and now we're accepting electronics free. So in the past, we used to have to charge to take old televisions and things like that because we had to pay to get rid of them. But the state has passed legislation now that municipalities take those and can dispose of them free. So we'll be doing that on October 21st. And our next meeting is October 5th at 8 a.m.
Thank you, Councilmember McPartlin. And wrapping up with Economic Development, Historic Preservation, and the Environmental Conservation Committee.
Thank you, Supervisor. As you know, we meet the first Friday of every month here at Town Hall, and that would be the first Friday, October 6th of coming up in a couple weeks. I'm going to do a little something different. We have the same stuff going on in our committee as we always do, but it is nice to see the sidewalks going in near Plum Street for the school children and residents in that area. But There was an article in the Gazette today that I think is a very good example of how working together really works for communities. And that article was about GE Advanced Research Center getting $22 million in federal funds. And that's really a big economic boom and a boost for the town of Niskayuna. It's a huge economic engine. It allows for continuing the growth and development of really good jobs here in the town of Niskayuna, keeping and attracting the residents that we already have and attracting newer residents to the town. And it really starts from the top on down. And this was a bipartisan federal funding bill that was done right after the president was elected. And that bipartisan was a very, very good thing. And that opened up the door to people that kind of have their act together and running their community smart. Shortly after that bipartisan bill came out, we have a wonderful congressman in Paul Tonko, who after working with the president, worked with our assemblyman, Phil Steck, another great leader that we have here in the state of New York, which in turn works with the county of Schenectady, our leaders in the county of Schenectady, of course, all the towns, including our supervisor, Supervisor Puccioni. And this is really the way that government should work. It's teams working together. But most important in that equation is there wouldn't really be all this flow from the top down if Niskayuna wasn't a town where people wanted to live. If it wasn't a town, didn't have reliable services, didn't have accessible waterfront with bike paths, developments that were properly done and people could get from one development to another easily, improvements in their parks and recreation facilities. And that has to do with the supervisor, the town board, as well as Metroplex and the county of Schenectady. What Metroplex has done over the years, not only with public money, but it incentivizes private money. So we've had a lot of private and public money into the county, and the town has greatly benefited from that. River's Ledge, I mean, that's a beautiful waterfront now. That was pretty much unsightly and unusable space. That from Aqueduct Park, the improvements that we made to the park leads into River's Ledge, which leads in now to the casino area in Mohawk Harbor, and that was unsightly and unusable land. So just in the past 5 to 6, 7 years, what's happened on our riverfront and the riverfront leading all the way down Schenectady into the stockade has just been a wonderful experience. And it's just a good example how working together works. And we hope to continue that here for the people in the town of Niskayuna for years to come. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember De La Rada. All right, I'll wrap up and try to keep it as brief as possible because we have an officer to swear in. We have a resolution to vote on hiring a new officer, so I want to get to that. The council members have shared several important updates and also discussed resolutions we'll be voting on tonight. I would just like to take a few moments to talk about one resolution that wasn't talked about yet, and that is a resolution to consolidate our drainage districts. It sounds boring, but it's actually quite important. Everyone knows we've had incredible amounts of rain this summer, right? And some of you might have even had very wet backyards and maybe experienced some flooding. So in working with our Highway Superintendent Ray Smith, Matt Yetto, who's our Superintendent of Water and Sewer, our Town Planner Laura Robertson, the Assistant Town Planner Clark Henry, we've met with residents, the school district. We have really been looking to analyze data to, identify possible solutions. And in follow-up conversations with our comptroller, she recommended that we consolidate our drainage districts because we currently administer them as individually, these individual districts all across town, and they're separate from our storm sewers. But that's not the way rain operates, right? Rain, it falls everywhere, and that water has to go somewhere. So by consolidating our water districts, it will help us understand water management more holistically. And it's an important step forward in managing drainage. So I'm really proud of the team working together to come up with these solutions, because in the long run, it'll help us to budget for a drainage study by an engineering firm, which can then help us apply for grants, which help us implement expensive strategies. So when residents call or come by my office with a concern, it's always met with, yes, I want to know more, and I'm going to try to find an answer. And the answer takes working together, as Councilman Delarada mentioned. And it's a lengthy process, but we're up to the task. I also want to talk about collaboration. Chief Koshin texted me months and months ago, texted Councilmember Brennan, hey, these bus patrol, there's these cameras that can be put on buses and they can help keep our children safe. And there's this program, and we have to work with the school district, and we have to work as a town board to pass resolutions. And I don't know, we probably started working on this 8 months ago, but it started with a text probably at 9:30 at night while I was Netflixing and chilling with my husband. But that's what town business is like. People get an idea, they'll text you about it, and then you say, my God, that's a great idea. Let's figure that out. And then few texts later, calls, meetings with the school district, meetings with the town attorney. That is how we work together. And so tonight we have, I think, what is the final resolution in this process to finally get those cameras on our bus, on our school buses. And so thank you for the continued work on that. And to our town attorney, Councilmember Brennan, thank you so much.
And to add to that, we did have parents come and
The
children come
parents.
talk to that. So
Yeah.
it was as collaborative as you could get.
And as part of that collaboration with the school district, I also want to thank our town planner, Laura Robertson, our Complete Streets folks, Highway Superintendent Ray Smith again, and our town engineer and superintendent of water and sewer, Matt Yetto, who also worked together to get a new sidewalk outside of Hillside School. And that's going to improve walkability, and it's going to improve safety for our children. So I think we're really working hard as a town board and as a town, a municipality, to work with our school district so that so we can make our town an even better place to live. And finally, I would like to acknowledge that we will be voting on a resolution to promote Brandon Mora to the position of sergeant. And I have seen this young man grow professionally since my time in office. I am impressed with his perseverance, his commitment, and his attitude towards having a growth mindset. And I want to thank you for that. I see you and I appreciate you. And I think you'll be a great addition to our team of sergeants. And then also tonight, we'll be voting to have Michael Thomasone join our team. And again, this brings us one step closer to being a fully staffed police department. We have become a destination police department, in my opinion, thanks to the work of our leadership and thanks to the work of our officers. You are changing the culture and the climate of this department, and people see it and they appreciate it and they want to join you and join us. So thank you. And with that said, let's vote on some resolutions. How about we start with resolution number 2023-250. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution appointing a police officer in the Niskuna Police Department.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All right, seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes,
5 ayes.
the resolution passes. I'd like to invite Michael Thomasone up to be sworn in, please. Thank you. Here's our cheat sheet. Okay. Michael, please place your right hand on the Bible. No, place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. See, this is why I need cheat sheets. Okay, I, Michael Thomasone, do solemnly swear
I, Michael Thomasone, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I, sir,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of police officer
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Yes. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Welcome.
Okay. And we'll continue to go a little out of order and move on to resolution number 2023-251, sponsored by Councilmember Brennan. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution promoting an officer in the Niskuna Police Department to police sergeant.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Well, I
Fran-
think oh, go
No,
ahead.
go ahead.
Yes, no, I already said my piece.
Congratulations. As the supervisor said earlier, your promotion is a testament to your work ethic and dedication, and we're happy to have you join our leadership team. So congratulations.
All right. Seeing no other discussion, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes,
5 ayes.
the resolution passes. Congratulations. Yes. Here's our cheat sheet. I don't need that much help. All right. Brendan, please place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. I, Brendan Morrow, do solemnly swear
I, Brandon Mora, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of sergeant to the best of my ability.
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of sergeant to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Well done. Congratulations.
I'm sorry.
All right, we'll let that rowdy bunch leave the meeting. And we'll go ahead and get started back in order with Resolution 2023-226, sponsored by Councilmember McPartlin. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution appointing grounds worker in the Parks Department.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? I will just say that the grounds worker position may be one of the most important positions. I receive so many calls and so many thank yous about our parks. And I just want to say thank you to our grounds workers. Thank you to Ray Smith. You all keep our parks looking beautiful. And that's one of the main reasons people come and live here. So thank you. All right. No other discussion. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-227, sponsored by Councilmember McPartlin. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution appointing a grounds worker in the Parks Department.
We're on a roll. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-228, sponsored by Councilmember McPartlin. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution authorizing the purchase of a mower for use on the town's landfill cap.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-229, sponsored by Councilmember Brennan. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution permanently appointing a police officer.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I'd add that we are so excited to have Heather Doust joining us permanently. She's been an amazing addition to our department. She's a team player. She has a great attitude. She's small but mighty, and we are excited to have her.
Thank you. All right. Seeing no other discussion, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-230, sponsored by Supervisor Puccioni. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution authorizing certain budgetary modifications.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-231, sponsored by Supervisor Puccioni. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution establishing a meal reimbursement rate for town officials and employees.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-232, sponsored by Councilmember Brennan. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution authorizing the supervisor to enter into and execute a license agreement.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
I'll just clarify, this is a license agreement with the Mohawk Hudson Roadrunners Club.
Yes, and it is for the Mohawk Hudson River Marathon, which is going to be on October 8th, 2023. And my son is coming home from West Point to run in it, and I just might run in it with him. We're going to see about that.
I'll stand and cheer you on.
All right, I have not done any training, but we're going to give it a go. All right, seeing no other discussion or silly jokes, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-233, sponsored by Councilmember Moskowitz. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution employing additional employees in the town's Office of Community Programs.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All right. Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-234, sponsored by Councilmember De La Rada. Will the clerk please read?
A non-binding resolution recognizing and supporting a Quiet Niskuna initiative.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? I would just like to share that Quiet Niskuna this is a non-binding resolution, and this initiative was brought forward by interested residents who wanted to promote a quieter Niskuna through the use of lower emitting, lower frequency leaf blowers. And this is not only going to reduce noise pollution, but also reduce greenhouse gases and just generally make your neighborhood a quieter and more peaceful place. And of course, it's a non-binding resolution, so it's similar to our pesticide-free pledge, where the town is committing to educating individuals and promoting pesticide-free and a quieter Niskuna through the use of leaf blowers instead of gas leaf
And-
blowers.
Hopefully, at some point in time, the town will be able to start to transition over to some of these climate-smart landscaping tools. I don't know if they are powerful enough for the town work yet, but hopefully that's the goal. Just as I believe we're already not using a lot of pesticides, hopefully we can kind of move towards more of these climate-smart leaf blowers, lawn mowers, and the like.
All right. Seeing no other discussion, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-235, sponsored by Supervisor Puccioni and Councilmember De La Rada. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution authorizing the disposition of a surplus scanner.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-236, sponsored by Councilmember McPartlin. Will the clerk please read? Bless you.
A resolution authorizing the supervisor to enter into an easement agreement with the owners of 2113 Orchard Park Drive.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-237, sponsored by Councilmember McPartlin. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution authorizing an outside user agreement with the owners of 2594 Aqueduct Road.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-238, sponsored by Councilmember Brennan. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution accepting the donation of a grill.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-239, sponsored by Councilmember McPartlin. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution authorizing a memorandum of understanding with Thai Sales related to water meter registers.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All right. Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-240, sponsored by Councilmember McPartlin. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution authorizing the purchase of a pickup truck for use by the town's water and sewer department.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-241, sponsored by Councilmember Moskowitz. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution accepting donations for AEDs to be utilized in the town parks.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
I would first like to make a motion to amend this resolution. Since the packet was completed, we received 2 additional donations. So I would just like to add those names to the resolution. It's Denise and Bill Leader. And then as Mr. Casella spoke about tonight, he also would like to make a donation. So I amend to add those 2 names, and I'll forward the information to the town attorney's office.
Do we need those amounts on?
Yeah,
there?
do you have the amounts?
Denise and Bill Leader was $500.
Mike Costello's $500 as well.
Yes.
Is the department still working on a process for utilizing them?
Yes.
Okay.
We've had some discussions, I think it was at the agenda meeting, about properly securing the devices. So I reached out to neighboring municipalities who I know have them in their parks to see what their protocols are, and I'm waiting to hear back, but I have started those conversations.
Awesome.
So more coming hopefully in time for the Community Programs Committee meeting.
Thank you. All right, seeing no other discussion, will the clerk please?
Nope,
Oh,
we have a motion to amend.
Oh,
There
I
needs to be a
apologize.
second, please.
Yes, may I have a second on the motion to amend the resolution?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, will the clerk please call the roll on the amended resolution?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes.
I'm sorry, Supervisor. I just wanted to quickly mention the generosity behind the residents that have made these donations. We have raised several $1,000s now, just based on donations from residents that have come forward on their own after reading about other donations we received in the newspaper. I know we say over and over again that our town is amazing, that we're all here together, and that our residents are incredibly generous and dedicated to our community. And this right here shows that we've raised several $1,000s through donations. So I personally, and I'm sure on behalf of the board, thank everybody who has come forward to make these donations and get us closer to making this project a reality.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to resolution number 2023-242, sponsored by Supervisor Puccioni and Councilmember Brennan.
A resolution authorizing the supervisor to execute an opt-in agreement related to the town's school bus stop arm demonstration program.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All right. Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-243, sponsored by Councilmember McPartlin. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution approving the warrant for residential and commercial utility bills for the first half of 2023.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-244, sponsored by Councilmember McPartlin. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution authorizing the purchase of 2 screens for repair of a belt press at the wastewater treatment plant.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-245, sponsored by Councilmember McPartlin. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution awarding a biogas generator maintenance contract for the wastewater treatment plant.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-246, sponsored by Councilmember McPartlin. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution authorizing the supervisor to enter into a shed easement agreement with the owners of 14 Napa Court.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-247, sponsored by Councilmember Delarada. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution abolishing the Climate Smart Community Task Force and creating a Climate Smart Community Subcommittee within the town's Conservation Advisory Council.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Just quickly, I want to thank our town planner and town attorney for putting this together. It probably was quite the task, but I think it's going to be very beneficial in the long term. So thank you.
Seeing no other discussion, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilman McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-248, sponsored by Councilmember McPartlin. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution authorizing the purchase of a track-style mower for the town's highway department.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-249, sponsored by Councilmember Brennan. Will the clerk please read? Did I skip one?
No, you're
No.
right. Before Michelle reads it, though, there was a typo with this resolution, so it should read number 5 of 2023 and not number 4 of 2023.
Thank you.
Thank you. A resolution enacting local law number 5 of 2023, amending chapter 203 of the code of the town of Niskuna entitled Vehicle and Traffic.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
So, I'm sorry, all the places where it says local law 4 should be 5?
That's correct.
All right.
I'll just say that these stop signs are because community members reached out to us, especially the Wyoming Avenue stop sign. As we heard earlier today, we had community members reaching out. We had collaboration with Complete Streets. It was definitely a group effort, and it was a great example of everyone working together and problem solving and putting safety first. So thank you to everyone who worked together with us.
Thank you. All right, seeing no other discussion, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-252, sponsored by Councilmember De La Rada. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution appointing a student representative to the Complete Streets Committee.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-253, sponsored by Councilmember De La Rada. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution accepting a Mohawk River watershed grant from New York State Department of Environmental Conservation.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
This is really great. $15,000. We only have to come up with $1,500 on top of the $15,000. So this is a really good award that our town planner and our town supervisor has done for the town's natural resource inventory, and it will allow us to make good decisions and to continue on with a climate smart community, which would then open up the doors to further grants for being a climate smart community. So well done to the town of Niskayuna.
Yes, well done. Thank you to our town planner, Laura Robertson, and also to our resident who's a member of the CAC, Ashok Rasmabarian. He was also instrumental in writing the grant, and he continues to be a steward of our environment. He was part of the first natural resource inventory grant and team to conduct that NRI. So, and we've made, as a town, progress towards one of the recommendations in that first natural resource inventory, which is adding trails, nature trails, walking and for mountain biking, just by the senior center area. So that's something that is currently in progress. Thanks to the work that was done in the natural resource inventory, and also now the work that's being done by residents in collaboration with our highway department employees. So thanks.
Yes, and this really goes all into the formula that allows the town of Niskayuna access to these federal funds that are out there, because we have a place where people want to live, because we have our natural resources inventory. We put a lot of money into our bike hike trails, expansions of our parks. We're a 3 roundabout town. Things have really come along in the town. So
Thank you.
thank you.
All right, seeing no other discussion, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Resolution number 2023-254, sponsored by Councilmember McPartlin. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution calling for a public hearing regarding the town's proposed consolidation of 26 drainage districts into one consolidated district.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. Any discussion?
Yes, as the supervisor spoke about earlier, I want to thank everybody for their hard work on this, from the controller's office to engineering, highway. I think everybody sort of had their hands in this resolution, which is going to allow us to look at our drainage in the town more holistically, as you said, and allow us then to do some engineering studies. So good work, everyone.
Thank you. Seeing no other discussion, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Moskowitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delarada.
Aye.
Councilmember McPartlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Brennan.
Yes.
Supervisor Puccioni.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. That is all we have on tonight's agenda. At this time, I'll make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, the ayes have it. We stand adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.